Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. We certainly are. And hello to everyone. And nice to have you on with us this morning. Okay, let's see. Who's coming up first as we say hello to a few friends here? Brahim, you're number one. Good to have you on this morning. Let's see, who's number two? Okay, we're waiting. Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. Janice, how are you? Jude, good morning. Troy, New York. John from Elgin, Illinois. And Kathy from Simcoe, good morning. Sylvia, nice to have you on this morning. Madeleine, Kippawa, Quebec, bonjour. Frida, how are you? Nick, from our staff, good morning. Paul, our friend. I don't know why I saw a friend. I thought I saw Paul. Darlene, how are you? Kevin and Diane, LaSalle. Dan, good morning to you. Laurie, Cambridge. And Norma, nice to have you on from Texas. Thea, good morning. Cheryl, West Virginia. And who is that? From Florida. I couldn't see the name. Lorraine. Linda, St. Jude, Quebec. Maureen. Come back up, guys, if I don't see you. Is that Milika from Stouffville? Yes. And who's from Peterborough? See, I can't see. I better get it over here. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Catherine. And yeah, guys, it's going into there. I can't see it. It's going into my face. Bruno. I don't know. Sue, how are you from Bolton? Guys, you know me. I don't mean to miss any of you, but Leela, how are you from Verner? Denise, that seemed to be a little bit better. Donna, it goes into my beard. It seems I can see it better. Meta. Judy, Lisa, and Donna, Bell-Ewert. Another Donna. How are you, Donna? We love Donnas. Karen, Sue, St. Marie, how are you? Benoit, Benny, Judy, and Deb, how are you? From Timmins, Mary, P-E-I. Gloria in the clouds in New York. Marlene, Newfoundland. Monica, Manitoba. Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Elaine, good morning to you. And Bonnie, Little Britain. And Olga, how are you? Gary. Darlene. And Shireen, how are you, Shireen? Nativity. And Cheryl says she loves my shirt. I know it's upside down. Georgie, how are you? Joanne. Icy and Timmins, Deb says. Marla. Oregon, how are you, Marla? Maureen, Penticton, British Columbia. A couple more. Carol is saying hello to the Martin family. This is the Martin family. Denise, Dave from Muskoka. Summer, Winnipeg, Manitoba. And Rain Cloud is from Michigan. And Paul is from Edmonton. Kevin, you're backwards again. I know. Cindy, let me talk to you about that a bit. Janet, just that it started last week. I think what happened is Facebook or Meta is, okay, just do this a little bit. Meta changed for whatever reason. I think they did an update on their app or whatever. I don't know. But I tried to find out what happened, and they did an update, and now I can't reverse this so that you would see my t-shirt the right way, okay? That's why I'm not sitting in front of the Doctor is in podcast sign I have. Anyway, it has to do with Meta. It's not me. I found out it wasn't me because usually it's me. I touch something the wrong way, you know? Like when anything goes wrong with my phone, I give it to my grandchildren. I say, what did Grandpa do on my iPad? Fix it, grandchildren. But I found out it was Facebook, Meta. They did an update and now we can't, other people obviously are complaining. Hopefully that comes back, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, guys, let's look at a few things, okay? Now, let me start off with, we're gonna talk one of our favorite subjects, cholesterol. Have I ever talked about cholesterol before? A million times, okay? A million times. And I mean it, guys, 7 days a week, either on our Martin Clinic private Facebook group, and if you're not part of that, I don't know why you're not part of that. Would you be? Please sign up, and we love that little community there. Wow, it's not that little. We got about 22,000 people in the private Facebook group, but okay. I talk about cholesterol every day, and people ask, and why is medicine, okay, I'm just going to talk to you about this for a minute. Why is medicine obsessed with cholesterol? Why is medicine, even today, in 2025, why is medicine obsessed with cholesterol? Why? Because they have a medication to lower it. And in spite of all the evidence, in spite of, if you do any kind of research and investigation, and we bring it on this program all the time, in spite of all that, the world is hook, line, and sinker obsessed with cholesterol, and medicine has not changed an ounce when it comes to cholesterol. I mean, literally, the needle has not moved. It's still the most prescribed medication of all time, and that is a statin drug. So when you hear the word statin, it is a cholesterol-lowering medication. Why is medicine obsessed with it? Because they found a medication, statin drugs, that can lower cholesterol. And the overarching principle is, if lowering cholesterol would get rid of heart disease, we would have done it already. It would have happened already. What is still the chronic #1 killer of North Americans? It's not cholesterol, it's heart disease. How could we have not even put a dent in heart disease? We haven't put a dent in it. It's worse than ever. Because we're looking for love in all the wrong places. We are obsessed. When I say we, I don't mean me. Medicine is obsessed with cholesterol. If you go to 99.9% of doctors, they still are obsessed with your numbers, your lipid, and they're looking at the wrong numbers. Okay? And why is it? Okay? Why is it cholesterol and not triglycerides? Why is it cholesterol and not triglycerides that they're looking at? Because they don't have a medication to lower triglycerides. And when you go to medical school, you ask anybody, just ask anybody that's gone to medical school, they're still teaching what they taught 50 years ago. We need to get your cholesterol down, otherwise you're going to have a heart attack. They scare the living life out of you. And for a lay person, I can understand the fret. I can understand it. You're a lay person. You go into a doctor's office and they warn you you're going to have a heart attack unless you get that cholesterol down. That's pretty intimidating. You got to be pretty confident to stand up to that. And guys, I'm not telling you what to do. I don't tell people what to do. When I was in practice, I would say, here's 5 questions to ask your doctor. I'd write them down, or they wrote them down. And I said, go ask your doctor. And I'm obsessed. Okay? I'm obsessed with your triglycerides and your HDL. And to me, it's not even close what causes heart disease. You're much better off to know your triglycerides and your HDL. And I'm telling you something, guys. If you, and I don't mean you, if they insist on lowering cholesterol, especially the LDL cholesterol, because that's what that medication does. It lowers, statin drugs lower LDL cholesterol. And let me, I took this out. Hold on a minute. I have it here in my notes. Okay? Study after study after study. Okay, what else lowers LDL cholesterol? You want to lower your LDL cholesterol? Do it at your own risk. Here's what lowers it, okay? Obviously, statin drugs. Lipitor, Crestor, Zocor. They lower your cholesterol. Okay? Is that good? Okay. Now listen. What else lowers your cholesterol? Your LDL, I mean. Okay? Snacking lowers it. Did you know that? Snacking will lower your LDL cholesterol. Okay? Let me finish. Processed carbs. You eat a lot of processed carbs, it'll lower your LDL cholesterol. Okay? Yeah. Snacking and eating crappy carbs will lower your LDL cholesterol. Do you think that's a good thing? Okay? What raises your LDL? What raises it? Okay? Eating less frequently, like intermittent fasting, will actually raise your LDL. Lowering your carbohydrate intake will raise your LDL. The opposite of what they're trying to do. I want you to raise your LDL. You want to die young? Lower your LDL. That's a fact, by the way. It might make your doctor happy when you lower your LDL, but it isn't going to make your body happy because you're doing the wrong thing. And I know that's hard to understand because, like I said, the whole nutrition, the whole food industry, the whole medical industry, the whole pharmaceutical industry, they believe the same thing. Cholesterol is a boogeyman. Cholesterol is a bad guy. No, it's not. Every cell in your body needs cholesterol. Every cell in your body needs cholesterol. Your brain is made up of cholesterol and DHA. 2 things your brain needs, cholesterol and DHA. 2 things your eyeballs need, cholesterol and DHA. fat. Why is medicine obsessed? Well, I'm telling you, the other thing they're obsessed with, and these are connected, by the way. They're obsessed with blood sugar rather than your insulin. Why? Because they have a medication to lower blood sugar. And that gets passed along the whole chain. Like I said, the food industry, the pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry, and then the layperson. 99% of all lay people, they're not even 1 ounce equipped to question their doctor. Remember where I come from, guys, okay? Okay, remember, when you get my age, nobody from my parents' generation questioned their doctors. I mean, when I say nobody, I mean the vast majority. They just, you're a doctor? And they would bow down. My doctor said. They never questioned it. My parents' generation never questioned their physicians. My generation rarely ever does. Better now. Why? Well, social media, podcasting, yeah. People are reading. People are listening. People are studying. Lay people are very interested in, I always tell people this. You know what people are interested in today? I can tell you. Their health. Their health. People are, why do you think, we got 5 million downloads on The Doctor Is In. I'm just a little guy. Somebody asked me yesterday. Okay. Somebody asked me yesterday. What is podcast? Almost, 'cause when you're my age. Well, I said I had a radio show for 20 years. Oh, radio, I understand. What is podcasting? I said, well, it's like radio. Okay? It really is. Except that you can listen to it whenever you want. And it's far more popular. And Tony Jr., I remember 20, whatever it was, 17 or whatever it was. I still had my radio show. And by the way, we used to do the radio show. He was co-host, meaning that when I wasn't there, Tony Jr. did the show on radio. He was very good. I'm trying to get him to do podcasting, and he said, Dad, you do it. Okay, but Junior, as you guys know, if you've come on to any of our webcams, right, or any of our things that we do online, right? You love Tony Jr. and the audience loved him. He's smart. Anyway, he said to me, I don't know what year it was, 2017 or maybe a little earlier, and I said, Dad, we're going to start doing podcasts. What? What is that? All I knew was radio. Okay? I did TV too. Whenever I wrote a book, I did a lot of TV interviews in the day. Okay? A lot of that. But podcasting, you can go around the world. You don't need a radio show. You go around the world. We have people from all over on here today. If I was on radio, well, good luck with that. You got an audience. Now, I had a syndicated show, but still, it was limited. The internet's not. But guys, on our podcasting and on our radio show beforehand, why I was controversial, I don't know, but I was. Why? Well, because I went against the grain. People were starting to get interested in their health. And I would say, well, look, I know you've been told to lower your cholesterol. And doctors, they want to lower your cholesterol. So they tell you, well, here's what you do. One, you take a medication, a statin drug. Two, even though you're better off going to your plumber to get nutrition advice, your doctor will tell you, well, we better cut back on butter. Okay? Now listen to this. I brought this to you a while back, but let me just say here. There's a guy online. He ate 720 eggs in 1 month. Okay? In 30 days, he counted 720 eggs. And his total cholesterol went down. Like, do you think maybe medicine got this wrong? Eggs are banned. You gotta, how many in my parents, especially my parents' generation, but even today, they see bacon and eggs and it gives them a heart attack. It gives your doctor a heart attack. It gives your dietitian a heart attack. Bacon? With eggs? Did you see how much cholesterol is involved with that? And the greasy fat? And when people had toast, well, eat the toast. But I'd be careful with the bacon and eggs. Have the toast, especially if it's whole grain. They were hooked on grains. Okay? Obsessed with grains. Whole grain. You need your grains. You need to cut back on cholesterol. Oh yeah? And what did that give us? More heart disease than ever. Never mind cancer, and never mind diabetes, and never mind Alzheimer's, just more heart disease, and all the others too. Why? They're obsessed with it. And this won't, Lord willing, if I'm still around, I'll preach against this again and again and again. And 7 days a week, 365 days a year, even on Christmas Day, somebody's going to ask me about cholesterol. And that's all right. That's all right. You can ask. I mean it. You can ask. But there's an obsession, if you understand that. And all the powers to be, good luck changing. But health, in my opinion, is a you responsibility. Start with you. I talked about that yesterday. Start with you. You get educated. You get confident. And I'll give you as much information as I can. And I really don't want you to fight with your doctor. Okay? I don't want people to fight with their doctor. I just want you to understand where they're coming from. Okay? And you need a doctor. You get an emergency, you need a doctor. You get hit by a bus, you need a doctor. But when it comes to food, listen to this doctor. Because they're going to tell you, don't eat steak. I was reading a study. I can't even remember if I told you this a few weeks ago or not. The more steak you eat, listen to this, okay? We talked about yesterday the L-glutamine. What has got the richest source of L-glutamine? Bone broth and steak. Steak. No food on the earth got more L-glutamine than a steak. And we talked about knitting your gut. Okay? You know what steak does? More than any other food. Maybe liver's there, I don't know. All I know is about steak. Steak lengthens your telomeres. Yeah. Those little wick-like substances that is in your DNA. And the longer your telomeres, the longer you live, unless you get hit by a bus, okay? So when people tell me I'm going to live till they're 120, yeah, well, good luck with that, okay? I'm more interested in quality rather than quantity, okay? Quality rather than quantity. I want quality of life. But you know what steak does? Lengthens your telomeres, and it will raise your cholesterol. Steak will raise it. Woohoo! That's what you want. It will lower your triglycerides, though, you see? Steak will lower your triglycerides and elevate your HDL and LDL too. Don't tell anybody. Because they're going to get uptight if your LDL's going up. But I don't get uptight. I don't get uptight. Okay. Red meat, longer telomeres. Holy moly, who knew? Okay? I got other studies on MS and the sun. Poor sleep shrinks the brain. We'll go into that. Grip strength. You know how we talked about that? Okay. Those are all other brand new studies. We'll bring them to you ASAP. Okay, what's tomorrow? Q&A. Q&A tomorrow. Okay? It's not too late. Send your questions in to info@martinclinic.com. Send your questions in, info@martinclinic.com. Okay? And do we have fun on Fridays or what? Yeah, we sure do, don't we? Okay. info@martinclinic.com. We love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.